everyone, so happy you took the time to come over and watch a new video of us. My name is Janny for everyone who is new here, and today I am joining Sherri from Pretty Simple Sherri and Lisa from Lisa and Company in their challenge, which is called Upcycling Ugly Thrift Challenge. And of course I had so much fun joining them, and I'm doing this intro after I finished my DIY, and I can tell you my DIY was a task, and it was a lot of to come over. Even when it sounds simple to make two topiaries, it doesn't always have to be that simple. So of course I will put a link down below with the latest, their beautiful channels, and of course go check it out and subscribe to their channels. And of course I will put a link down below with the playlist for all the beautiful creators who are joining them. And of course, if you like our videos and if you like Dyanne and my videos, I hope you will consider also subscribing to our channel. And of course, like I always said, enough talking, let's jump into our DIY. So this is what I will use for my two DIYs. First I used this one two before. I had 4 of them. They are from IKEA and they were 49 cents. And of course I will paint, I think, in the black color. Also the other ones I also did, but I don't know if I keep it in the metal color. And of course 2 metal pins of metal, I think you call it dowels, but these are from iron. So my husband saw them in 2, so I only need 1. Here you see just a simple little board. I will do it this way. This is reading a lot better than upside down. So I will also use one of them, and they were only 79 cents if I am correct. This is my ugly item I will use, because this is something I already thrown away in some box that from things I wouldn't use anymore. But I thought maybe I can change it up and make something still of it. I will try to make a topiary with it, and of course I will change the color. This is green. This is turned out through the sun. It turned out so hard, so that's why it is really ugly to see, because it is everything is falling apart. So I will see what I can do with it, and I will spray paint them. You see here's already another little hole. That's what I mean. So we are going to try to change them up, and of course some oasis I will use for in my little buckets. So, but you will see in the time we are starting our DIY. So, but you see how little you need for, and how inexpensive it is what you need. So you see here everything is ready just to spray paint, and I use, like I always do, I use just the black matte color. So you see already the first layer of coat is already on it, and even the balls or greenery balls, just how you call it, look great. So when this is drying, now I'm going to make my sign for my canvas. I just spray painted black. So let's go to my computer. So you see, you just saw me making my own sign. It is so easy to make one of your own. It is like I said, it is the package of magic. I think you can get it everywhere, but really it is the price worth it, because you can do so much with it. So I made this one, and I will cut this one out, and I will Mod Podge it on my board, on my canvas. And of course then you have a very easy, and doesn't cost you almost nothing. And of course you doesn't have to use canvas, you also can use cardboard or a piece of wood, just what you want. Of course I will cut this one out. Of course I made more of them, but I hope I do it in the first time alright. And of course normally I say I do it out of camera, because this is so little to do. So I just take you along, and you see I just took a piece of black. Maybe you also can do it with words, Microsoft Words. You also can do it if you make your picture transparent, then you can also make your own. I think then you can do it a little bit the same way I just did it. I only wish that my papers were not always this working against me, because now I want to do it in a quick way, so you don't have to wait that long. And always when I try to do that, you see here I leave a little piece of white, so I have to go back for it. That's when you want too fast. You see here a little bit of what I will do right now, and of course I will Mod Podge it on. And so you see you have a very easy, inexpensive sign, and just a sign you made of your own. So I just a little piece over here. Because the white you will see, of course. So what I will do is very easier, just Mod Podge with a little bigger brush, because or else it takes too long and it dries very fast here, because the weather is a little bit better. I hope you can see it on the lighting, that is not that dark anymore, but it is a rainy day. So you see the weather is never the way we want it to be. One way it's too hot, the other way it's too cold or too dark. So, and now I will do my and now hope this time it doesn't wrinkle that bad. The last time I Mod Podged on wood, and that did go really well, but I don't know why every time when I do it this way. Of course I will do also a little bit the sides of my canvas, because then it also gets the same glow when it dries. I like a little bit that everything is the same, but it's just something from me. Of course you don't have to do that. I hope I still do it on camera. I really have no idea. I will look for it in a moment. And I know that one person says too much Mod Podge, other says you must use little. It is always very difficult just to get the right way. I'm just doing something like I always do, and I'm always trying to show you how easy it is. So you see, this one is already done, and now he's only had to dry. So you see on my table I have everything ready to making my topiary. Of course, you see here, these are my ugly, they are really become very hard right now. Right now. You see, you can spray paint greenery, of course, but it's really hard this time. But I think they turned out quite nice. And of course, I'm using the green ones. I bought them with an outlet store here in the Netherlands, and they were, I think, $4.99. But it's already a year or 2 years ago. Of course, my little metal basket from the IKEA from 49 cents, like I told you. And of course, some little little metal frames I used for years ago for my curtains. So I'm going to use them right now to do them also in here. Just one ball here and another one on top. And of course I will try to work it up with some ribbon, and of course with some, to give it some structure. Of course, structure, I mean some, how do you call it? Here in the Netherlands we call it stevigheid, some body to that your frame will stand upright. Of course, I use some oasis for it. So let's just start, and then you will see what I mean. This is also and again another piece. First my topiaries were from pumpkins, but this time I'm making them from greenery. It's also my first time, so I'm just doing something, and we will see how far we come and how it will look like. So I hope I have you on my camera that you can see what I'm doing. So first I'm going to make my oasis, and of course, for everyone who doesn't like to see how I make my topiary, just skip forward. You are free to go forward. Of course, just make 2 little marks in your oasis, and you know a little bit how big they are supposed to be, because it can make a lot of mess. Just be careful with knives if you have children, little children in your house. I don't have that anymore. I'm sorry for the noise. It is still much too big. It's always a nice job to do this. I like this. But here in the Netherlands it's always very hard to find one piece of oasis who is just totally intact, because here in the Netherlands we always has, one way or another, we always have to push our thumbs in it. So it's always very hard just to find one who doesn't have all the marks in it. So we will work a little bit with it so we can get it a little bit further in. So that piece is ready. Now the other piece. Just a little piece. So now you see already you have your two metal baskets or metal planters, just how you call them. Now you already have them ready for doing your metal frame in it, but first I'm going to try, because I want the black ones on top. I'm going to try, first I'm going to do a little piece of my ribbon on my, I know it is probably not the way everyone is working. I'm always working in a different way than the most people probably are, but just so now we have to let it dry for a little while, because I want to push this one also inside of my, but I have to work with a little piece, but I hope he will stuck on my, I will have to some scissors. I'm just working this in my frame, then he won't get up when I am pushing him inside of my garden ball. Now I hope he will stay in, but he is not really fond of staying in, so we do a little bit more glue. So you see, this piece you won't see anymore, but I think already you see a little bit the way I want to go. But everyone makes them on their own, and of course this is my first time. I'm learning every time. So I'm so sorry that I did cut you off, because my whole ball is really, now you know why it is an ugly ugly greeny, and why he really fell totally out of each other. And of course I did get him a little bit inside, and I will spray paint it also a little bit black again, because also the black is starting falling off. So you also see how crafting is not supposed to go. That's why I just love to show it to you also. But now I'm going to try to put the second ball on it, but maybe it will go the same way, but because they are usually are out of two half pieces and they are stuck together, but probably when you push something between it, they will go off of each other. So that's a little bit why I am so afraid, because I will still glue a little bit of my ribbon so far, because I want the ribbon also inside of my, so that's why. So you see here I am now a little bit further, and at the end I have confidence in it that it will turn out right, but I don't give guarantees. So now we will do this one totally to the underside, or to the end, is just how you call it. That you can glue them together. Of course I will do some glue over here, and of course you can use your own glue you always use. You just get it together, and now he have to dry for a little bit, and then I will show you how I get this one on top, and I hope he will he will go better. So here I'm back again. I did try a little bit to get my greenery ball on it. I hope that everyone else had different balls and that they have holes you just can squeeze them too, because this is really a disaster. I wish I would never got it in my head, because it is really a big task. I'm going to finish them and I'm going to try to make something of it, but I really don't know how the second one will turn out. But I have them on my metal piece and of course some buffalo check on it, and now I'm going to try to squeeze them in my little planter, of course. But before I do that, I do some glue so he will get stuck a little bit better. But I hope you all have better greenery than I have right now. The idea was really nice, but I still hoping and I'm still wishing that everything will turn out right at the end. But I am so really really I don't know what I must think or say or do, but this is not the way I like them to be. But we're going for the second one, and I hope that one will be better. But you see, I think a little bit more what I mean, because he's so he's also not straight, he's also going this way. This way. So, but I'm going to try to work with it. I'm going to make the second one, and then we will finish this one off, of course with some greenery, and then we will see what we can make of it. So now I did my second garden ball, the garden balls, to try to make a topiary out of it, really trying. And of course this time I did not, I just squeezed them in, and of course without the ribbon. And I think I did go wrong with this one, because I did the ribbon on it and I think it were too thick. So you just squeeze the ball open, and of course they are really not great balls to use, greenery balls to use, because they are really awful, because they don't have a middle on it. And of course I just realized that later, and of course I did this one also a little bit later on, and I show you now how this one is turned out. Look, this so much better than the first one. He didn't open and he still stayed beautiful black. So you see, it just can, but it needs some mistakes. It is my first time to use these garden balls. I never used them before in topiaries, so you learn every day. So I'm going to do this one also in my planter, and then I will make this also, and I'm doing just some pieces of ribbon probably here in my topiary. So, but you see, you learn every day, and it is not wrong to make mistakes, and I'm happy to show you what is going on and what is going wrong, so you can do it better than I do. So this one needs some, I don't know if you see it, this one needs a little bit of spray paint, and of course I will do that also. And of course then we will finish them off, and then I show you the end result, of course. So now I will show you one piece of topiary. I will put some greenery around it and some greenery in it. First I will put some pieces over in the first greenery garden bowl. So you see, I bought this one on AliExpress. So you just squeeze them in, and of course you have a couple of branches. You just push the leaves on top. You see here, just up. And this one also, when they are up, you can cut them off. And in the first greenie ball I will do a couple of them, not a lot. But just to give it a little bit more structure. and a little bit more to see. Also one over here. It's not really if they will stick right or not, because everything is going wrong with my, with my topiaries. So this will also go wrong. I can predict it already. So this one a little bit lower. But I hope at the end it was worth the try. So of course here, and now I will put some little piece of ribbon. I use a little, yeah, it's an iron hook. You use florists use mostly of the time use this. At least here they are using it, and that I bought a couple of them. So I also will do some couple over here. Now I hope they will go also inside of my garden bowl. But I think I have the pieces a little bit too long, but we will see. And they are so easy to work with, even in your oasis. They are so easy just to squeeze in, and you can fix everything with it so they will stay in place. And now this, just to get them so inside that they will stay inside. But you see, you can make them the way you want, in greenery you want, with colors you want. I'm using this, but of course there are so many ways you can make it your own. And I hope you learn from my mistakes. That will be the greatest thing. I will have to get this one a little bit further inside, because or else he will fall off, and that's not really what I want. So you see already I have a little bit on the second bowl. Now I will do a little bit under, and of course I first will put some little piece of this greenery under it. Of course I will squeeze this one in, and this is only just to give it a little bit more structure. And of course you see, you can use a little bit of garland, you can use anything you want. And I'm just getting some metal pick and just squeeze it in. I think you can probably get it also in home stores, I think. So now I'm cutting this piece off right here. So, and I'm just also take care that this one is also staying in place over here. So now you have already a little bit of the green base, and of course I know you still can see through it. Now I still am picking this kind of pieces, and I'm doing 3 of them. So now you see already, it's already a little bit more structure to it. And of course now I'm going to try, because they don't have a stamp and they don't have nerves. Yeah, I don't think if they call it nerves. So I will just squeeze one of the sides of my pin through it, and now we're going to see if I can get in also inside of my, to give it a little bit more of the color. But you see, just a simple leaves you just buy at dollar store, or here in the Netherlands is the Action, of course. It's just to look, to give it just a little bit more of the fall color. And also do 3 of them, or else it will be a little bit too much, at least for my taste. Of course, if you like more of that, you're so free to do more of it. And now I still want to use some greenery, but I have them in my garage, so I will pick them up. Just a moment. So I'm back again. So you see, I hope I don't crackle too much. I'm just, also this one I bought on AliExpress. There are just so many pieces in one. So of course I will bend them together and just squeeze them in. They have little wide pieces. I think there are 6 stems. So, and you just fill it up with this. And then for my taste it is enough. But of course, if you like more, just do more. The only thing I have right now is that you don't see the second piece of my topiary that much. I will have to bend it a little bit, so you will still see a little bit that it has to be a topiary. It has to be a topiary. I have to get this one away. So you see, still a little bit of the topiary is coming back, because so I'm a little bit working to it that it so just leans over here. Now some. So you just lay your oasis over here and some greenery over here. I hope you still can see it right on camera, but it doesn't matter. You can do it any way you want. You see here, it is very simple. You just have to work with it and just have to squeeze them in. Just between the garden balls. So you see here still and I hope I'm working with it that you still can see a little bit of my idea of my topiary. So you see here, this is a little bit how it looks like. I will make the second one and then I show you how they both look like. you just have to squeeze it a little bit down, just to see a little bit more of the second piece of your topiary. So you see here how my two topiaries turned out. It was really really a task. It was I think this was the DIY I had the most trouble with ever. I think I don't promise if I do it ever again, but at the end, so my sign turned out so cute. I love it. I love the color, I love the bright orange, and I love it. And if you see it together with the topiaries, I love how they turned out. But like I said, I don't know if I will do it ever again, but you never know. But I hope you learned something from my mistakes, and I hope you just did get a little inspiration just to try your own topiaries and do it a little bit better. Of course, but at the end I think they turned out quite nice. At least I like them the way they are right now. So I hope you made it to the end, and I hope I didn't bore you with all my information and all my things that did go wrong. So I hope you liked this video. So these were my two DIYs I did for this challenge, and of course I had so much fun, but you saw I had so much struggling to come over, but because it was really a struggle, this DIY, not the first one but the second one, but also at the end I still love how it turned out. And of course, thank you so much Sherri and Lisa for hosting this great challenge. Go check out the ladies, and of course go check out the playlist. And of course, if you like our video, I hope you will consider, even with the chaos, I hope you will consider subscribing to our channel. So like I always say, please have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and please be safe. And we hope to see you in another video. Love from Dyanne and me. Bye everyone.